Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and we're going back in once more with our Gruul Stompy list. So, without further ado, let's get into the games, and I'll see you there. Okay then, we're on the draw with a 1-lander and every 2-drop in our deck, so I think we're just gonna mull that one away. This one's got 2 lands. We actually have Guardian or Harpooner into a number of things actually. Which card do we go down? I think it's either the Vivien or the Galter here. The Galter could be a 2-mana spell if we end up getting stuck on mana, so we don't really need the 4th land that Vivien might need, necessarily. I think it is Vivien. Let's try it like that. See how quick we can be. Ooh, Temple of Mystery could be the Scape Shift matchup. I do want to see how this one goes, honestly, so going to be an interesting situation. So I think I have the sideboard to beat this deck. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Actually, what I think it is. Could be a Sultai Feel the Dead deck, I suppose. I'm just kind of looking for a how does this deck play against Feel the Dead scenario, but this looks more like I don't even know what this is. Jeez. Elementals maybe with Yarok, that kind of thing. Let's go with I guess Growth Chamber Guardian, because we can adapt it next turn, or we can just play the Steel Leaf Champion, depending on how our opponent plays here. Yeah, I think this is definitely a Field of the Dead deck. I think it's really, quite obviously a Field of the Dead deck. Could be the Ali Eldrazi list that we played a couple of weeks back. The Golos one. So I guess we're going to go with the Steel Leaf Champion in this case. Let's swing first, see if they let the 2 through, because obviously they're going to lose something here, but they might want to potentially just block the Rejuvenator and keep their 0-3, right? Right? No. Okay, well, in that case, I'm just going to let this go. Just going to play the Steel Leaf Champion. I want to get this Galter down to a 2-mana spell if I can help it, which I absolutely can. Next turn we go Forest, Harpooner, and then Galter is 2 mana. And then we've got ourselves a 12/12 that our opponent has to deal with, and zombies are just not going to quite cut it. They're not even at Field of the Dead right now. Could have maybe Golos. Teferi, Time Raveler. Alright. Bounces the Steel Leaf Champion, and that sets us back quite a fair bit, honestly. That is very irritating. That's why we're running Shifting Ceratops. But we do get some Pelt Collector value on the way back down, so silver lining, I guess. Steel Leaf Champion. We've already tested our opponent to see how they block, and they don't block the way that we want them to, so let's just go with this, and yeah, just pass the turn. Not dealing damage here is very awkward. Really do not want to be allowing our opponent any more time than that we've already given them. So this Galter has to come down and it has to matter.
I've got it.
Ticks up to Fairy. Okay. Finds another Field of the Dead, but that does not activate it. Golos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, also does not activate it. But it is a blocker for a lot of our stuff. Yeah, I think we've had a little bit of a extremely slow start. I think that can be summarized quite easily there. Alright, well, this Domri's Ambush actually does allow us to play Galter as well as kill maybe Teferi, maybe Golos. Probably want to kill Golos, I think. So we want to do Domri's Ambush, fight, Because the Golos activation is probably not something that we want around. Let's go with the Golter. Pump up the Pelt Collector. And I think we go face. And face, I guess. And just go for the Golter win next turn. I basically want to set up a situation where if they do manage to actually trigger Field of the Dead, it's not going to matter. Because Steel Leaf Champion is unblockable versus the 2/2 zombies. Golter has Trample. So basically, they can have 3 zombies and still be exactly dead by the looks of things. There's Golos. Alright, well that'll get them 2 zombies and a 3/5. So they could double... they can't double block the Steel Leaf. They can only single block. Oh, they're going for the Field of Dead into Plains, so they get 3 zombies. Okay. And Fairy's Tick-Up does nothing.
Worry. I got this.
Rejuvenator, and that might be exactly what they need if they hit a land here to actually stabilize. That's another 6 power on board, so a 6 block on Golter. It's very annoying. That actually could be quite clutch. So I could do Domri's Ambush on Golter, fight Golos, and swing. I think that's lethal, right? We have 13 power coming over. It's not lethal, actually, but it does pretty much just shut them down. And... yeah, I guess we go swing him. All face? All face seems good. I mean, if they want to bounce something with Teferi, they're going to lose it, so... we get ourselves a 3/3 down, which is going to cheapen Golter quite a lot. Any trade-offs that are not Golter, if they do end up bouncing as well, just makes him a little bit cheaper. Because the Harpooner gets +1/+0 for each dead creature in our yard, so they're just going to block all the trample. And then they're taking 6, losing their entire board state though, which is pretty much exactly what I want. Pelt Collector gets Trample and buffed, and we go Barkhide Troll. Just to spread the love, have an extra creature that does not die to a single zombie block. They need, like, Scapeshift here, I think, to actually win this game. Yeah, the forced bounce there. And we've just got to dodge a bullet one time. Can we do it? Can we dig it? Yes, we can. What's a good top deck for us? I guess another Domri's Ambush is going to be probably the best thing. Vivien. They've got another Teferi for the bounce. Oh, the tick-up. Well, if they've got... if they do have Scapeshift, we've already lost, is basically how this comes down. So, really, their instant speed thing just does not matter. I'm guessing that's probably what they drew. Unsure on that one, actually, but... let's just ambush, hit Teferi, pump up the Growth Chamber Guardian to a 3/3.
I'm too old for this.
Yeah, if they've got Scapeshift, they've won. I think that pretty much comes down to exactly what this is. None of our attacks will matter. I guess they could have Settled the Wreckage. What's the odds of that? I don't think they'd really go for a Teferi Tick-Up if they had that. I'm just going all in. It's win or lose at this point, so let's find out what they've got. Circuitous route. Yeah, cool. That's a mini scape shift. That'll do it as well. 6 zombies. And unfortunately, 3/3s do not profitably block 2/2 zombies. But they do have to double block the pelt collector. Yeah, so we leave them with 2 zombies, and we get another growth chamber guardian. Not over, but might actually just be over. Alright, let's get growth chamber guardian down. Leave the crawl harpooner for the undergrowth activation if it ever matters for getting a Golter out or something like that, since our board state's not exactly
might be a bad idea.
Ideal right now. Steel Leaf Champion is unblockable from zombie tokens, so that is a must-answer threat. Not unblockable from a 10/10 Hydroid Crisis, though. And we've just been top-decked out of this game, I think. I don't believe we have a single answer to a 10/10 at this late stage. Yeah, just too slow. Too slow. Let's find out what we would have drawn. It's a land, and yeah, we'll just scoop them up. Oh, that's a tilt. We were so close. So close. Alright, well, we bring in our scape shift tech. We've got Blood Sun to shut down Field of the Dead. The deck looked pretty mediocre without it. And we'll bring in the Flame Sweeps on the off chance that they do get their zombies all the same. Grafdigger's Cage was bad, so we don't want that. Carnage Tyrants might be better than some things in our deck. I'm not entirely sure. What are we going down is the question. We definitely want the Ceratops because it's very good against the Teferis. We're on the play as well, so we've got to keep that in mind. Let's go down the Crawl Harpooners, because their reach is kind of irrelevant. And one Vivien. I think we just kind of want a little bit of a trim. Domri's Ambush could be very good. I think it might be like Pelt Collector, though. Or maybe Growth Chamber Guardian. Would the game go long enough for us to get all 4 copies of the Guardian out? I think I can afford to make a little trim there, perhaps. And maybe try it like that. Got Eternal Ronus. See, that's a good like ult when we've got a Golter down, because we can swing for 24 that way. Or if we've got some unblockable creatures, we can swing for 10, but it's a little bit iffy. I'd rather rely on it from the Vivien minus than actually bringing it into the deck. Alright, on the play. Turn 1 Pelt Collector, turn 2 Growth Chamber with Adapt if we want it. Potential turn 3 Steel Leaf. I'm going to take this one. Not going to shock myself with the Stomping Ground though. If I do need to do that, then it's not going to be too terrible, but I'm not going to do it intentionally if I've got a forest to play. So ideally what we're looking for here is a 3rd land. 3rd land should probably carry me to victory. And we have the ability to take down a Teferi at any given time now as well, so that's kind of nice. We got a nice diverse set of threats as well, so things like Deputy Detention can't be a full wipe against us. Baffling End, eh? Alright. Land? Nope, no lands for us. This has been a horrendous match, jeez. Can I get a 3rd land, please? I need that to actually win this game. Without it, I think we're done. No, I think we're done. Alright, well, let's just fight the Arboreal Grazer so we can keep the pressure up. Our opponent is on 2 lands, I suppose. At the end of the day, that's our advantage too. It's going to buy us enough time, and, well, there goes our entire battle plan, which is then replaced by our new battle plan of Steel Leaf Champion. Very nice. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to win off the back of our opponent's mana screw being as bad as our draws. They have a Rejuvenator that cannot block. I'm a little hesitant to actually fire off the other Steel Leaf Champion in case they do have Deputy of Detention, so I think I might do Llanowar Elves, ambush the Rejuvenator or something like that, so we've got some 2/2s. Or do I just go for it? Well, we're definitely going for this. If they've got Circuitous Route next turn, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus a land, so they could have Field of the Dead enabled. Llanowar Elves does not survive the Flame Sweep. I think this is a we're going for it kind of situation. I'm not sure what we could draw that just wins us the game next turn, but the turn after we can certainly get there. We just have to hope they don't have Deputy Detention. They seem to be running Baffling Ends as their creature removal, so perhaps that's what we're looking for. It's a very Time Raveler, okay.
You show remorse. I'll show
So
respect.
bounce the Steel Leaf Champion, but they're still on the same clock.
Here we go.
They are still going to die turn after next. So we're fine with this. And Grazer cannot block. Ooh, does that change anything? That gives us a protection from blue creature, but don't think that's really going to matter. Face is the place. I suppose we do go for the Shifting Ceratops. If they've got a Hydroid Krasis, they could do an X3, and then they've got a blocker, but we have a Domri's Ambush. I think we've got this game in the bag. I'm just thinking about how we could lose it. I don't think there's many ways that we can. Deputy of Detention on both of my Steel Leafs would suck. Yeah, I think we just go with a Shifting Ceratops and get the protection from blue. I'm now a little worried maybe about Time Wipe. But then we've got a Steel Leaf Champion to follow up with. We got them. Okay. Yeah, I think Time Wipe was maybe their only out there. Which I believe the sideboards do run a 1 or 2 copy of. I know the Bandscape Shift definitely runs Time Wipe. So that went really well. We didn't really need the Flame Sweeps, but we were about a turn or 2 away from them actually being very useful. So I think I'm just going to keep them all the same. Remember that the only things that actually die to Flame Sweep are kind of Llanowar Elves, Growth Chamber Guardians that aren't adapted, which is kind of in our interest to adapt them, and Pelt Collectors, but they can actually get out of range really easily of the Flame Sweep, so this is pretty much a one-sided board wipe a lot of the time. You just gotta have the right setup for it. I think we're just gonna run this one back. I was happy with how that went. Blood Sun or 2 would always be nice if our aggro strategy is not coming into play. So like the Blood Sun is a loss in tempo, that is for sure. I like this hand. But the loss in tempo I think is made up by our opponent being forced to do something like it's a Fairy minus before they can get any value out of Field of the Dead. And if they don't have... Do we go Pelt Collector? What do we do? Llanowar Elves. I think we do Llanowar Elves next turn, Pelt Collector Guardian. I think that gets the most amount on board. We want to be getting an early Galter. It's also getting that mana dork down as well for a turn 3 Vivien potential. So, Pelt Collector. I mean, I could even go a little bit greedier and go for another Pelt Collector and hit my opponent. That puts Galter down to 9. Growth Chamber, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So a land is a Galter. The turn after next. That's a tough one, actually. Is it greed play? Might be greed play. Let's do it. Extra value. Let's do this. Elvish Rejuvenator. Yeah, we can push through that now as well with our 2/2s. And we got the land, so we can do Vivien if we wanted to. I think we'll just go with the Growth Chamber now, since it gets the free counters on the Pelt Collector. Turn after, we go Vivien. So, swing, swing. This is a little bit telegraphing to our opponent that we actually need this Llanowar Elf. But I don't think it's going to punish us too badly. Because I think we just win if it survives. Fairy.
Right on schedule.
Where do they bounce?
No, I am not making this
Okay.
up as I go.
On the Growth Chamber. So I'm just going to go with the Llanowar. Not the Llanowar, sorry, the Vivien. Which then allows me to tick up on Pelt Collector.
And listen to the sounds of the wild.
Give them Trample for the turn, and
My,
1 kills to
how
Fairy.
you've grown.
And 1 kills Face. We don't necessarily care about Teferi right now, but I think it's worthwhile getting it out of the way.
Now what?
Because we're going to need to do it eventually, and I think Galter is probably just going to be the final kill anyway, so... Next turn we can do... Well, let's see. Looks like we're getting our Pelt Collector bounced. But I guess that's fine, because we get a little bit of a reset. Yeah, reset on our Pelt Collector, which we can just grow again. So, play a land, play our Pelt Collector, play our Guardian, pump the Pelt Collector, pump the team. We are going to pump... If we put a counter on Pelt Collector, it permanently gains Trample. I could get another Guardian here, so I think that's worthwhile. How much do I care? I don't think I care about... Yeah, I don't think I care about Teferi this turn.
This'll be fun to watch.
Grab a Growth Chamber Guardian. Galter. Pump the Pelt Collectors. And swing to face, because we are threatening lethal unless they have a board wipe. Or another Teferi to bounce Galter. And even then, I think our board state is pretty sweet. We can rebuild very easily. We've got a Growth Chamber to grab another Growth Chamber. Llanowar Elves that we can just pump straight past their 1/1s. And I think they are done. Wicked. Awesome. We took down Scapeshift. Sultai Scapeshift, which is, I think, one of the less frequent variants. Banned Scapeshift being the #1 that I'm aware of. I know it's the one that LFV did very well with in a competitive experience. But yeah, we managed to take down Scapeshift, which is exactly what we planned. We did it without any of our sideboard tech, actually, which is very strange. I think... I don't think Game 2 was an easy matchup per se. I know our opponent got mana screwed, but we kind of got bad draws as well, so it was counteracted there. So I feel like we were on the level playing field in Game 2 and still managed to come out ahead. Game 1 was extremely close. I wonder if there was actually a line I could take there where I actually did win that matchup. I don't believe there was, but yeah, this one our opponent just could not keep up with our aggro strategy, and we were able to stomp him out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as well for some more content in the future. It helps out the channel a great deal and lets me know what kind of content you're interested in seeing. Without further ado though, I'm going to leave it off here. I will see you all tomorrow for some more Gruul Stomping. Take care, guys.